What's going on, everybody? I am back with another Prize Picks MLB player props video. This one going to be breaking it down, giving you guys 5 picks here to win some money over here on Prize Picks. As always, if you haven't checked out Prize Picks, would highly recommend you check them out, guys. It is a player props website and app where you can win money off of picking the over and under on things like player strikeouts, first inning runs allowed, pitcher fantasy score, pitches thrown, etc. Go ahead and use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100 today. Again, that is code KJK DFS. Go to lock that in. Get that free money offer and start winning some money over here on Prize Picks, guys. We went 4-1 last night. Garcia made one bad pitch. Pretty much the whole game. Gave up a 2-run shot to Duran, and that cost him. That cost us. Really stunk. We went 4-1 again, though, and we are on a 15-5 run. So we're crushing it. If you're getting very serious, guys, you got to check out the premium content packages. We have been crushing it over there as well, especially the VIP package. We're finding some great early value over there. I'm grinding, working to provide as much value on that possible. I promise you, you're going to get much more of your return on investment than what you're paying monthly on this. We were able to get Kevin Gausman at 4.5 strikeouts last night when I was doing some late night digging on an app. I'm not going to say where. Let's just say we were able to get him at 4.5. If you were in the VIP chat, you would have got that as well. And checked the Vegas lines on that this morning, and he's a minus 770 favorite to hit the over 4.5. So I mean that's what we're doing in the VIP. I'm constantly digging, finding value, grinding late night. You're gonna get notifications. You get access to the exclusive Discord channel. You get access to every single one of my packages, all the core plays, and you're not going to get a better value than this. That's all I got to say. It's a no-brainer. Sign up. If you're enjoying the free content and you're winning money on this free content, you should be in that VIP package because we're killing it over there. So I'm loving that. And if you enjoyed this content, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. We're absolutely hot, guys. The like goal is 200 likes. There's no reason we can't get there. Come on, 4-1 last night. If you mixed the match that, you should have been very profitable. If you went for the big 5-man flex, you still would have doubled your money. Hit that like button. It takes 2 seconds. It's free. I'm grinding on these videos every day. It really does help me out. And I'll be here grinding, giving this content out for free regardless. But if you want to check out the premium, you can. If not, I'm here for free regardless. You're getting the picks. We're doing some wins here. So let's keep it going. Let's stay hot. 15-5 run. Typically, I'll try to get as many wins as I can without going over 5 losses. Thinking about maybe changing that. I don't know. Maybe if we keep this like above like a 75% winning percentage or something, I'll keep the run alive. But let me know what you think in the comments, but let's talk about it. Let's go game by game as we always do. And the first game I'm going to talk about is the Miami Marlins taking on the Cincinnati Reds in Miami tonight. This game comes in with a 7.5 over-under. Not expected to be much scoring in this one. 2 offenses that have not exactly been producing at the highest rates. It's in Miami as well, which is one of the worst hitting environments in baseball. Pulling up the guide diagram, I've talked about it before, but I love targeting this ballpark when it comes to pitching. Marlins Park, the ball just does not fly here. The dimensions don't play friendly to hitters. Is a fantastic pitching environment, though. And I want to be talking about both these pitchers to kick things off. First, we'll talk about Graham Ashcraft, who has been picking it up as of late. You look at his underlying metrics on the season, it doesn't look the greatest, but ground ball, fly ball stuff's phenomenal. He's got a 54.4% ground ball rate, a 26.5% fly ball rate. Doesn't walk anyone really with a 5.8% walk rate, a 15.6% K rate, and an 8% swinging strike rate. That's starting to tick up a little bit. 15% K rate against righties and a 16.3% K rate against lefties. He does struggle more so against those right-handed bats. He gives up a 551 slugging, a 39.7% hard contact rate. Even though the ground ball, fly ball stuff's good, he does give up a lot of hard contacts. Lefties, he's been a lot better. Good news for him is there's not really a lot of threatening and posing right-handed bats in this Miami Marlins lineup. I mean, you got Jesus Aguilar at the top, Avisail Garcia, Miguel Rojas, Nick Fortes. You look at these guys, ISOs and WOBAs on the season. Not a lot of power from the right-handed side of the plate. The guy with the most power is Nick Fortes with a 209 ISO, but he's all the way down in the 8th spot. Hopefully there won't be too many runners on base when he gets up. Once again, the Marlins only have a 3.97 implied total. And then you look at Graham Ashcraft's leash. He is going very deep into these ball games. They're allowing him to throw a lot of pitches. 100, 112, 106, 105, 1, 2, 3, 4 games. You look at the innings pitched. He's gone 6.5, 4.2, and 6.2. Last time I got to this same Marlins team, he went 6.2 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts. He did give up 3 earned runs, but looked really good. And keep in mind, that was in Cincinnati. Much worse pitching environment in the Great American Small Park than it is in Miami. So I think Graham Ashcraft's got a lot going for him, and I like where his pitcher fantasy score line is set at today. So for pick number 1, we're going to be rocking with the over 26.5 fantasy score here for Graham Ashcraft. Pick number 1. And then pick number 2, we're going to run it back on the other side with Braxton Garrett. Once again, he's a favorite in this one, a 135 favorite, so he is expected to get the win here as well. His line's a little bit more inflated than Graham Ashcraft, but he's also been really solid. He's been a different level than Ashcraft, I can promise you that much. You're looking at his underlying metrics. Pretty good. I mean, he's just shy of Christian Javier for a Sierra. He's got a 25.1% carried overall, only a 5.5% walk rate, so there shouldn't be a lot of traffic on the base paths. Once again, that's important. We don't want guys walking guys when we're targeting fantasy score. That's gets you in trouble real quick. He's got a 12.7% swing strike rate. That's really good. Good hard contact metrics. A 456 slugging game up to righties and a 245 slugging game up to lefties. But the swing strike stuff looked really good. He just dominated this Cincinnati team last time out. There's a couple guys that are a little bit scary in here against left-handed pitching, most notably Brandon Drury and Kyle Farmer. But once again, the Miami ballpark makes me feel a lot better about it. Those two guys do mash lefties. Drury's got a 361 ISO. Kyle Farmer's got a 267 ISO, but with the ballpark being so massive, if they're able to get into a fly ball, they should be able to keep the ball in the park. And then you look at Garrett's underlying metrics as far as the ground ball, fly ball stuff. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst. He's got a 40.2% fly ball rate, so those are really the only two guys I'm scared of in this lineup. Regardless, they only have a 3.53 implied total. Vegas expects Miami to take care of business here pretty easily. This game to be low scored. Everything kind of matching up here for Braxton Garrett. So, and then you look at the pitch count as far as him. Not quite as long of a leash as Ashcraft, but he's been efficient. He's been good deep into the ball games. You can see 5 innings pitched. You look at the pitch count, 102, 79, 87. 5 earned runs last time out, 1 earned run the time before against Pittsburgh when he went 6, and then the time before 102 pitches. He's got 11 strikeouts against Pittsburgh on 6 innings pitched. I mean, that's really good stuff. And we didn't even talk about the K rate with these lineups, but there's definitely some strikeouts to be had as well, so we'll just run through both of them real quick. We'll kick things off with the Cincinnati lineup, taking on Braxton Garrett. Starting from the bottom up as far as their K rate against left-handed pitching with Paparinsky, 25, 6-0 for Nick Senzel and Solano, but I'm sorry, those are the wrong rates. 12% for Paparinsky to 18%, 15, 14, 35, 26, 26, and 18. So a lot of strikeouts at the top of the lineup. Once you get towards the bottom of the lineup, the strikeouts kind of die down. But once again, the bats just don't have any power. They really don't hit for that great of average either. So probably a lot of weak ground balls. I'd expect Garrett to be pretty efficient here. Go deep into the ball game. Go 6+ innings. And then he can get some strikeouts at the top of the lineup with the bats at the top. So everything kind of lining up there for him. And then Miami, a lot of strikeouts for them. Starting from the bottom up with Fortes, 20% for him. 23, 10, 30, 26, 31, 21, and 10. So a lot of strikeouts to be had in Miami. Ashcraft should get those strikeouts. Once again, Garrett I expect to do good. Great pitching environment. Both these guys I think pitch deep into the ball game. Very efficient, and they're able to surpass their fantasy score, which I think both of them are at pretty reasonable lines. Like I'd expect them both to score 30+ fairly easily based on the Vegas data, the strikeouts, the leash and everything. So pick number 2, we're going to be rocking with the over 28.5 pitcher fantasy score for Braxton Garrett. Pick number 3, we're going to be heading down to the St. Louis Cardinals taking on the Chicago Cubs, and we're going to be talking about Mr. Adam Wainwright because he is in a great spot here taking on a Chicago Cubs squad that's really struggled. He's in St. Louis, another great pitching environment. Pulling up the diagram as far as St. Louis is concerned, not exactly the best hitting environment, is very good for pitching. You see Busch Stadium, a lot of red going on. Not really too friendly outside of the home runs down that right field line, I suppose you could say is pretty reasonable, but outside of that, great pitching environment. Wainwright comes in as a 169 favorite. He's expected to pick up the win. The Chicago Cubs lineup has been looking pretty dreadful as of late. There's even a possibility maybe some of these guys get shipped out of town before the deadline. Wilson Contreras has been in trade talks. Ian Happ has been in trade talks. The Cubs are really not playing to win. Expect Wainwright to have a pretty good game here. And the Cubs strike out a ton. So Wainwright's a guy that is a sinker baller. He's just really efficient. He'll go deep into ball games because he has a high pitch count. He doesn't have the highest of strikeout stuff, but should get a nice K boost here. He also doesn't walk anyone with a 6.7% walk rate, so he's going to go right at these hitters. He's got a 19.6% carried overall with a 6.9% swing strike rate. Good ground ball, fly ball stuff. Like I said, he's a sinker baller. 20.9% carried against righties and an 18.3% carried against lefties. The ground ball, fly ball stuff's really efficient. And I do think he gets a nice K bump here, taking on a Chicago Cubs squad. When we're reading off these K rates, starting from the bottom up with Morel, 29% for him, 30% for him. McKinstry, 19, 33, 11, 21, 31, 21, and 20. So a lot of strikeouts to be had. Really a lineup that doesn't scare me too much. And they're taking on Keegan Thompson and his offense. It's expected to give him some run support with the Cardinals having a 4.5 implied total. So Wainwright should get deep into the ball game, get the win, all the fun stuff that we're looking for. I think he's able to surpass his fantasy score today for sure. You're looking at the pitch count once again. 99, 101, 114, 103, 103. and should be able to go 6+ innings against the Chicago Cubs team pretty easily, I would think, today, and get some strikeouts along the way. So Wainwright definitely an appealing spot for me. He's going to be pick number 3. We're going to be rocking with his fantasy score as well. Theme of the video today, but with some of these strikeout props and what Prizepicks has done as far as bumping them up, I just wanted to turn to some pitcher fantasy scores that I think are a little undervalued. And Adam Wainwright's one of those guys. So like the over 34.5 pitcher fantasy score for him. Pick number 3 and pick number 4, we're going to be going down to the Los Angeles Angels, taking on the Oakland Athletics, and we're going to be talking about Mr. Cole Irvin, because he gets to take on a Los Angeles Angels squad that has been pretty dreadful against left-handed pitching, and he's in a really good matchup. Once again, he's a guy that doesn't have exactly the most thrilling strikeout stuff, similar to Adam Wainwright, but he does have pretty respectable numbers. Definitely a low walk rate with only a 4.8% walk rate. He's got a 17% K rate, 17.9% K rate against righties, and a 13.7% K rate against lefties. Does give up his fair share of hard contact against righties, but once again, we're dealing with a situation kind of like what we talked about with Braxton Garrett. Well, Braxton Garrett's a really big ballpark upgrade. Cole Irvin, not exactly in as much of a great ballpark, but they even have less talent from the aspect of hitting left-handed pitching. I mean, the Angels' numbers, these numbers against lefties are terrible. I mean, they don't have anyone that scares me whatsoever. Mike Trout continues to be out of the lineup. Luis Rengifo has a 224 ISO against lefties, so I guess you got to give him a little bit of credit. He's really the only one that's hitting lefties at all. He's expected to be in the 3 spot. Outside of him, though, I'm really not scared. This Angel squad has a 3.89 implied total. And there's a lot of strikeouts to be had. So Cole Irvin, I like where his fantasy score line is set. And you look at this lineup, starting from the bottom up with Marsh, as far as the K rates are concerned, 41% for him, 33, 20, 24, 24, 20, 13, 25, and 7 at the top with Fletcher's. So once again, kind of similar to Adam Wainwright. You're not dealing with an elite strikeout guy, but you are dealing with a matchup where he could really take advantage here. And Cole Irvin's been going 6 or more innings in his sleep, it seems, as of late, which is important for the fantasy score. You get that fantasy bonus for the quality start. If he allows 3 runs or less and goes 6 innings or more, you're going to get that 4 points. You can see, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight games where he's gone 6+ innings. A lot of these games he's going 7 or 8 innings. Then you look at the strikeouts, 4, 8, 4, 2, 4, 5, 4. So not, blow you away strikeout stuff. Last time he took on the Angels, he had 4 strikeouts. He did give up 3 earned runs against this Angel squad, but he did go 6 innings. Allowed 3 earned runs or less, 4 strikeouts on 90 pitches. That's pretty good for where his line's set at. Obviously, ideally, we want him to give up a little bit less than the 3 earned runs, but when you're looking at his pitcher fantasy score, I think him getting 30+ in the spot's very reasonable. 27.5 fantasy score. I will be rocking with the over for Cole Irvin as pick number 4. Kind of explain my reasoning. This Angels lineup just does not scare me, especially you take Mike Trout out of the equation. I mean, Ohtani doesn't have the protection that he needs for them to even feel the threat to want to pitch to him when they know Mike Trout's not near him anymore. They don't even have to. They could walk him. The lefty-on-lefty matchups against Jared Walsh is going to be nice. Brandon Marsh is nice. Ohtani's really nice. Once again, Ohtani's the best hitter in the lineup. Lefty-on-lefty with Irvin. It's a pretty big deal. So, do like the over fantasy score for him. Over 27.5 fantasy score. That's going to be pick number 4. And pick number 5, last game here. We're going to talk about the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the San Francisco Giants. The last thing I would mention is it's 78 degrees in Los Angeles. It's not going to be good at hitting weather, as good of hitting weather on the West Coast on these late games as it is the early games. And that trend is going to continue into this late game for the LA Dodgers taking on the San Francisco Giants. This game comes in with a 7.5 implied over-under. It's only going to be 60 degrees in San Francisco. The ball should have a hard time carrying here. And it is a fantastic pitching environment. Always a ballpark I like to look to when I'm targeting pitchers. Looking at the diagram for San Francisco, Oracle Park, you can see a lot of red going on outside of the triples in the gap. In Oracle, the doubles in the gap, those will play friendly. They'll roll to the wall. But other than that, not an ideal hitting environment. And we have a guy that's been really good on the season, and that's Tyler Anderson. He's been fantastic for the LA Dodgers, very efficient in his pitch count. Once again, everything we're kind of looking for here. Doesn't walk anyone with a 4.4% walk rate. He does have a 12.4% swing strike rate as well, which is really solid. The hard contact stuff's really good. And the only thing he really struggles with is he gives up a little bit of hard contact, a little bit of fly balls to right-handed hitting, but he does have a 20.2% K rate against those righties. And once again, it's in Oracle, so San Francisco, I'm not too worried. Kind of similar to Marlins Park. There's a lot more room for error on those fly balls than some other ballparks that we are going to be targeting throughout the season. So feeling pretty good about that. And the Giants have a ton of strikeouts in their bats. I mean, the strikeout upside is going to be massive here for him. I don't hate Tyler Anderson's strikeouts either. I'm just going with the fantasy because he tends to go right at guys. He's not really too worried about the strikeouts. He wants to be efficient and go deep into the ball games. We'll talk about that when we pull up his game logs next. But you look at the San Francisco Giants lineup. We targeted Andrew Heaney last night, who's a lefty southpaw against this Giants lineup. And we talked about the strikeout rates, and They're going to be there tonight for Tyler Anderson as well. Starting from the bottom up with Yastrzemski, 26, 43, 33, 34, 24, 18, 23, 25, and 25. A lot of strikeouts, man. And then you look at the efficiency for Tyler Anderson, what he's been doing as of late. You can see 6 or more innings in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight games. You look at the earned runs, 0, 0, 0, 0, 3, 1. The strikeouts, 4, 6, 4, 4, 6. He's just Mr. Consistency. He'll go 6+ innings. He's going to get you a few strikeouts. Probably going to get the win back by this Los Angeles Dodgers offense as well. Really, really good offense. I'd expect them to give him some run support. So I think Tyler Anderson able to go out there and score in the mid-30s, upper 30s, 40+ pretty easily here. Once again, his fantasy score line set where we can take advantage of that. So pick number 5. Going to be rocking with the over 33.5 pitcher fantasy score for Tyler Anderson. And that is my 5 picks to get you winning some money in the MLB on Prizepicks today, guys, tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. If you haven't signed up for Prizepicks, sign up today. Use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100 today. And once again, if you're getting serious, check out the premium content package. It's the second of the month. Now's the time to jump in. You get charged on the first of the month for Patreon, so jump in, get the maximum value you can. Like I said, would love to have you join the VIP squad. We're killing it over there. And that's the package I'm really the most focused on. You're still going to get all the core plays and all the tools and everything on these other packages to go along with it. So if you want to if you just play on Prizepicks or something. But if you're stuck in your ways and you just play on Prizepicks, I'd suggest you to try out the VIP because I think I'm going to change your ways very quickly. There's value to be found all over the place. We just found some 5 value plays here on Prizepicks after the lines had bumped. Once again, though, ideally on Prizepicks, we were able to get a lot of these guys in at some better lines. I mean, we talked about Kevin Gausman at 6.5 strikeouts. I talked about liking him. He's at 7 now. Not quite as ideal on Prizepicks, so going with some pitcher fantasy scores instead for the big ticket. And yeah, that's all for me. 15-5 run. Looking to stay hot, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one. Best of luck on your MLB props tonight.